So is old school network marketing dead? Let's talk about that. In this episode, I want to chat with you for a few minutes about old school network marketing. Is it dead? In fact, this came up, and this was the reason I'm even doing this particular episode, is because that exact question came up to me recently. And the question was posed, is old school network marketing dead? I'm like, well, what's old school? So let's talk about that for a couple minutes and determine, is it dead and does it even matter? So I think what we need to figure out is, what do you determine old school network marketing? So when I think about old school network marketing, first of all, for me personally, when I think of old school, I think about fundamentals, the basic getting started, the way it's been done for many, many years. In fact, the reality is, the whole idea of writing down a list. You get started in a business, you write down a list of people that you want to engage with, the warm market list that we've all heard about, probably first day we get started in network marketing, and then we begin to contact those people about our opportunity. So regardless of whether it's a network marketing business, or you open up a pizza joint, or you were to start an insurance business, or a laundromat, or anything, you'd very likely go to the people that you know, that you like, and that you trust. Hey, come on down and have a slice. Or, hey, if you got laundry to do, come on over to our new dry cleaners. Or if you've got insurance needs, would love the opportunity to serve your insurance needs. So to me, when I think about these fundamental ways of getting started in network marketing, the idea of writing down a list is something that, in fact, I interview a lot of people in network marketing through my spotlight on my blog, and many of them, most of them, in fact, are using, quote, old school ways of building their business. Now, they, of course, incorporate a lot of other things. Now, with social media today, I think it's kind of like old school multiplied, right? I mean, with what is social media for us? Social media gives us the opportunity to reconnect with old acquaintances, to make new friends with people that we may have something in common with, to kind of spotlight our life and our lifestyle, if you will. So when I think about old school network marketing, and look, I've been around since the beginning, not the beginning of network marketing, but I've been around for 30 years in network marketing. So when I first got started in network marketing, there were no, we did a lot of meetings, we did a lot of briefings, we did a lot of in-home presentations. There wasn't a lot of technology available to us. I remember one of the first pieces of technology was a thing called fax on demand, where you'd send somebody to a fax machine, they'd dial in a number, and then they'd request this document, which would be printed out on the fax machine that would enable them to kind of look at the opportunity. So it's interesting to see the iteration or the changes that have taken place over the last 30 years in network marketing. But to me, when I look at network marketing, the fundamentals of what we do really hasn't changed that much. Now, the tools and the technologies and the things that are available to us, yeah, that's certainly changed. All of a sudden this thing called AOL comes along, and now we've got this thing called email. And oh, wait a minute, we can write this thing and press a button, and it'll shoot off to a person across the country, and they can read this thing that we wrote to them. And I remember getting adjusted to email. I remember when I first started getting on email, there wasn't a whole lot of people on email, and then more and more people got email, and then all of a sudden, wait a second, there's things that came out called autoresponders. And I was involved in a network marketing company in the mid-1990s that enabled us to, I think it was the very first, or one of the very first autoresponders. We set up email campaigns, and I put like 6,000 people in an organization in like 10, 11 months just by sending email. And the open rates back then were like 100% because it was brand new. And so there's been a lot of changes that have taken place over the years in terms of going from cassette tapes and VHS to CDs to videos online to social media. But I think the premise of what we do in network marketing really has not changed all that much. I think still to this day, yes, old school technologies or old school ways of doing the business, to me, those are the fundamental things. That's the basics getting started. So if I was going to start in any business today, and if I was going to start in a network marketing business, what would I do? I would very likely write down a list of the people that I really would love to work with and love to have as business partners, and I would contact those people first. That's low-hanging fruit. There's no cold marketing. There's no relationship building. Hey, Bob. Hey, Susie. Hey, John. What's up? I just launched into a new business. I'd love to show you what I'm up to. When would you have some time for us to get together? If I started a brand new network marketing business today, that's exactly what I would do. Now, the reality is, and then what's a typical kind of situation? Typical situation is I make in some kind of an engagement. Let's say, let me go back into old school. So I make a phone call. I use a telephone, right? Well, the crazy thing is more people have access to telephones today, literally in the palm of their hand or in their purse or in their pocket at all times. Think about back in the 80s and the 90s before cell phones existed. If you weren't at home answering your telephone, you weren't reachable. So I think, people are certainly more reachable now than they were 20 or 30 years ago because they've always got their phone on hand. Now, we've got other ways of reaching them in addition to picking up the phone and having a phone conversation. We can send them a text message. And many times people respond much faster to a text message than they do to a telephone conversation. So as you're watching this or listening to this, make sure you think about that. Don't fall into this old habit, if you will, of just using the phone. If I call somebody on the phone and I don't reach them, the very next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send them a text message. And it's fascinating because most of the time, boom, instantly there's a response via text message. Maybe they're in a meeting, maybe they can't talk, but they can still text. So the things that we do, I engage somebody in conversation, I ask a peak interest question, I see if that person is open to taking a look at what I'm involved in, and then what's next? Okay, then we show them the business, right? And how the business is shown today, how do you show your business? I don't know, you send them to a website with a video or a website with multiple videos, or maybe you get them to a pre-recorded webinar or a live webinar or a Zoom. For example, a Zoom to me is the same thing as a business opportunity presentation. It's just done from the comfort of your home. So with the advent of technologies over the years, we've been able to do things now that really replicate what we did back in the 80s and the 1990s, but we're doing it using tools and technologies. We're doing the same thing, in other words. So let me fast forward to today, get started in a business today, thinking about new school technologies, if you will. Call my buddy up. I'm super excited about what I'm doing. I'm not going to go straight to a bunch of strangers. I'm going to go to somebody that I know, that I like, that I trust, that I'd want to partner up with. The cool thing about network marketing is you get to choose who you do business with versus working in the workplace. You got to work with whoever those people are. Now, of course, some of those people may end up down in depth in your organization, but you get to choose who you personally bring into your business, which I think is a beautiful thing. So we get started, we engage somebody in conversation, we write down a list. Who are the top 10, who are the top 20 people I want to bring into my business, make the phone call, invite them to a quote presentation. Maybe it's an in-home, maybe it's not an in-home. Let's say in-homes are, and by the way, people still do in-homes. I don't think seeing people eyeball to eyeball and shaking hands and hugging people is ever really going to go away. I mean, this is still a people business. You may not do in-homes, for example, as your primary way of going about building your business, but there's something pretty special about seeing somebody in person. And there's a lot of people that I know to this day still do a lot of in-home presentations, still do business opportunity presentations. Now, some of those business opportunity presentations may be done now, like I said, on Zoom or a webinar or some other technology that's available to us, a Facebook Live, for example, inside of a private group on Facebook. It's essentially the same thing that we've done in the past. It's just using a different new piece of technology that maybe wasn't available 5, 10, or 15 or 20 years ago. So the premise on how we build the business. They looked at the business presentation. Well, what happens after they look at the business presentation? Well, in quote old school network marketing, if we want to use that term for this, what would typically happen there? Well, what would typically happen is, okay, hey, what did you like most about what you saw? I'm like, oh, I love the business. Okay, great. Hang on for a second. What are we doing? We're doing a three-way call. What's the purpose of a three-way call? The purpose of a three-way call is social validation. It's a third-party validation. It's to hear a different person's perspective, to have someone else other than me who is also in this business opportunity share with my prospect what their experience has been, right? So now, do three-way calls still work? Yes, they do. Do people still do three-way calls in network marketing? Yes, they do. Are there alternatives as well to three-way calls in today's environment? Yes, there are. What are those? Well, I mean, there's a lot of people, for example, that are utilizing Facebook groups where they have potential prospects put into a Facebook group, very active Facebook groups where when somebody comes in, like this whole idea of add, tag, and message, you're adding somebody to a group, you're tagging them in a post, and people begin to message them, and they end up getting a higher degree, perhaps, of third-party validation from multiple sources, but it's essentially doing the same thing as a three-way call. Maybe you're not having to pick up the phone, press the flash button, dial this person. Although I do believe that there's still a high amount of value in a one-to-one, like me talking with you, and then me bringing on my very successful upline executive, for example, to share his or her story with you. So what hasn't changed, and I don't believe that old school network marketing is dead. It's fascinating because that's exactly the way the question was posed to me. I think it's very important that you guys as network marketers, and here's something that troubles me a little bit. The word network marketing, right? Networking and marketing. And so a lot of people get into network marketing, but they really don't understand marketing. And they don't understand how to drive traffic to them. They don't understand how to, this whole idea, for example, attraction marketing, drawing people to you, putting content out into the marketplace to pull people into you and, for example, generate leads or capture leads on your own through your own marketing efforts. Now, there are certainly people that do, and there are lots of people that do, but I'm pretty fascinated at the numbers of people that, for example, I'll do a training on the subject of copywriting. Well, I think copywriting is a super valuable skill to have in this profession because what is copywriting? Copywriting is the effective use of language in the written word. And if we're communicating with somebody verbally, we want to be having effective communication with someone verbally and be able to also put that on paper or virtual paper, a website, an email, a text message, whatever it might be. And to me, a line of study for network marketers, if they want to be well-rounded network marketers, is to understand copywriting, understand advertising, understanding split testing and advertising. Now, this isn't network marketing 101 if we're getting into this part of the discussion. This would probably be a second or third phase that I would have somebody get into if they were brand new. A person who's brand new to network marketing, who's never run a business before, the best, the easiest, the simplest place to start, honestly, is, hey, write down a list. Who do you want to talk to? Who do you want to partner up with? Let's go talk to those people. Secondly, would probably be, hey, let's go onto Facebook, but let's make sure we get you doing the right things on Facebook. So I also think that people need to educate, and like back in the day, Facebook wasn't even here. So there was no need to do Facebook education when it came to teaching fundamentals of success in network marketing. Today, what a lot of people do, most people, almost everybody's on Facebook. So what do? They get started and they'll run out to their Facebook page, and sometimes, and many of you, if you're watching or listening, maybe you've done this. You're the first time you got started in network marketing, verbally vomiting all over somebody or verbally vomiting all over Facebook, and then you kind of look back at what you did. You're, man, I wish I didn't do it that way. I wish maybe I had some teaching under my belt before I went out there and did it. Then therefore I would have done it differently. So look, again, I don't think old school network marketing is dead. The idea of writing down a list, engaging people in conversation, inviting them to take a look, if they like what they see, doing some kind of third-party validation, three-way call, whatever. But look, there's tools and technologies that we now have that are available to us, and I would highly suggest, if you're not using things like Zoom, using webinars, using Facebook groups, these are all things that just make the way we've done things in the past way easier. And to some extent, it multiplies our effort. So especially with Facebook, for example, I mean, I can talk about other social media, Instagram and things like that, but the reality is the ability to connect with a wider audience or reconnect with an old audience on social media, specifically Facebook, is like nothing we've ever seen. So I think if you apply these tried and true principles that we've always used in network marketing, and even if I was on Facebook, I wouldn't, personally for me, if I was on Facebook and I was starting a new business today, I'm going to connect with the low-hanging fruit. Who's the low-hanging fruit on Facebook? Those are the people that I have a deeper connection with, rather than somebody who's a, quote, Facebook friend from afar that's a friend of a friend of a friend that I connected with that may know me through our little connection on Facebook. We've never had a conversation. We've never engaged with one another in any real way. And if I call you up or I message you, it might be a little weird. So sometimes we've got to warm up relationships a little bit, just like with any relationship, before we, go for the close, if you will. So no, old school network marketing is not dead. I think when you're teaching your people, especially brand new people that are just getting started, I think it's very important that we teach them the fundamentals, the things that are tried and true and proven to work. Now, here's the other thing about this. Here's when I hear people say, old school network marketing, that's dead, or I hear marketers say, don't bug your friends and family. Don't chase your friends and family. Use our system. Marketers are pretty brilliant, right? They feast on our fears. And so most people's fears are, I don't want to be perceived as bugging my friends or family. Boy, maybe I ought to go buy that person's system, for example. But look, here's the thing. When you get into the situation where you're not willing to talk to somebody that that you've known for years, that you love, that you respect, that's a dear friend of yours, and you've just launched into a new venture, and you're going to avoid those people and go straight, for example, to cold market prospecting or something that you know nothing about, I would be asking myself, wait a minute, where's my belief level in network marketing? Wait a minute, hold on a second. It's good enough for me, but it's not good enough for my best friend. So I'm going to avoid talking to my best friend, who I love hanging out with all the time, who would be super fun to do business with this guy. But I'm not going to talk to him because of what? Because of my fears about network marketing. I would then take a look at yourself in the mirror and go, wait a minute, where is my belief level around network marketing? Why is it that it's good enough for me, but it's not good enough for me to go talk to somebody that I truly love and care about? To me, that is the lowest hanging fruit. Who's more likely to do business with you? Somebody that feels really good about you. Now, of course, not all of them are going to do the business, but no matter what we do, not everybody's going to do the business, no matter what method it is that we apply. And so if you can get yourself past this thought process that, oh my gosh, I'm bugging my friends and family. I don't think you need to be bugging your friends and family. I think there's a professional way of doing it. Hey, John, you're one of my best friends. I just got to let you know, I just launched in this new business. I'm super excited about it. He's like, I don't want to have anything to do with your business. I'm like, hey, brother, cool. Thanks. No problem. Move on. Not, oh my gosh, don't you get it? Don't you see? If you use the 2 ears that God gave you, and you listen and you pay attention to the clues people are giving you, you can very easily go approach people in your center of influence and have some success there, and then still keep your friends. This whole idea of losing your friends over a network marketing business, to me, is an absolute joke. And honestly, if you lost a friend over a network marketing opportunity, then they're probably not a really good friend then, are they? So look, old school network marketing is not dead. The idea of writing down a list, engaging people in conversation, presenting something to them, using some kind of third-party tool or third-party validation, all is still in existence. You may be using other technologies to help you do that, and I suggest that you do. But you're basically taking old school and you're multiplying it, if you will. So, all right, that's it for today, my friends. For more, I don't know if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to my podcast. For more resources from this episode, go to toddfalcone.com/episode 12. We've got some great resources for you to download to help you become more successful in the network marketing space. And we'll see you next time on the next episode. Have an amazing day.